Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Game, and some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you from a Let's Play episode of Conway, Wolf's Path. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alrighty, naked wolf. Throwing punches, maybe, but I've never thought about someone that way. I have. Many times. Daily, sometimes. He keeps you up at night. A pause. You dare not break the silence. Few people have a single person to blame for everything falling apart. He sold us out, and I wasn't there. I should have. Revenge. It becomes a hunger that hollows you out. You can't sleep, you can't focus. You can't find anyone else worth caring about. You just drift, hoping something will push you in the right direction one day. Either it devours you, you starve the desire until only ash remains. That's the rest of the story. Where are they now? Wolf looks away. You see the undulations across his throat. Last I checked, the place we were hiding at was torched. I'll spare you the details, but I don't have much hope I'll see them again. He kneels in front of his breeches, pulling out the coin. The French coin. I only know where they're not. Here. He flips it, as you've seen him do many times over. You wait for him to catch it and put it back as he always does. But this time, he doesn't. The coin falls into the water with a small, pathetic plump. Ever since then, I couldn't stay anywhere long. Wolf stands there, staring past the ripples it left behind. Before I left, I heard even Morocco wouldn't be safe. I had hoped to just stay on the ship until we leave this place behind. But this is why. Why you should keep away. Nothing good will come to the people around me. That includes you. James. The coin stares back at Wolf from under the water. An empty man on an empty island. They're hard. People. They're hard. He doesn't say anything else, but you get it. You can't say you feel it. There might be nobody else in the world who can feel it, but you can try to imagine it. Having your universe ripped away from you, running from all you've ever known. Having to mingle with people who don't know, who will keep going on with their lives as if a world hadn't just ended. Nobody who can understand you, being able to tell them anyway, if you want to stay alive. And the terror that if you found yourself a new tribe, it might happen again. You might be alone again. The water gently laps at you, taking grime and sweat away. You look down. The coin shines intermittently from under the placid waters, moved only by you and Wolf's motions. The guilt of responsibility. The fear of forgetting while wanting to forget. You said it was a gift, right? The coin. One of the last coins we earned before. I can see why you'd keep it, but have you thought about burying it in their stead? Wolf doesn't reply. I don't think they want you to keep doing this, living in fear. But you probably thought this already. I don't know what to say about all this. This is way above my experience in life. But I know funerals aren't for the people we lost. They're for us, to move on. So we can give ourselves what we need to return to living. Never forget. It's not your place to decide. But I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Scare me like that again and I'll drown you in the next port we stop at. Is that clear? Get all mysterious no explanation again and I'll be the one doing the drowning. Is that clear? Wolf is taken aback, almost shocked. Then, a crack. He starts laughing. Not a sneer, not a chuckle, not the defensive sarcasm we've become so accustomed to. A genuine, heartfelt laughter. Be my guest. I'd love to see you try. You laugh along with him, your voices echoing the shadowy pool. Until they're reduced to a chuckle and then an echo. He sniffs. We should start heading back. I think we've seen enough. And I'm getting hungry. Let's find the cheapest local food. Possibly the least crowded tavern. You agree enthusiastically, and so does your stomach. It's been one hell of a day, and it's barely the afternoon. But, food aside, there's one last thing to take care of. Sailing on the Conway. Arthur examines the few badly written notes you scraped together with unordinarily intense eyes. There's not much in there worth reading. Empty ruins, old buildings of unknown use. No recognizable decorations, no documents. Some partially flooded interiors. You and Wolf stand by. You're not on attention, but you feel like you should be. He takes his time. You'd say he's savoring it, but there's a surprising lack of emotion behind his eyes. Arthur remains silent, much like you and your companion. You mentally cross your fingers. He eyes you up and down. Why are you so out of breath, Mr. Kelly? It was but a small excursion, was it not? Yes, sir. He's still getting used to the sun, sir. With hardly any shade on the island, it turned out to be a bit more difficult than we anticipated. Arthur folds a piece of paper back together and sets it down on the table. Is he alright? I think so, sir. He looks at you sternly, finger tapping on the piece of paper. Yes, sir. It's much better already. I'm sure after a little rest I'll be back to normal. Very well. My apologies for underestimating just how warm it would become today. I will let the cook know to supply you with an extra mug of ale to aid in your recovery. Should you feel yourself getting worse, then, you know where to find our surgeon. Thank you, sir. And next time, get yourself a hat, lad. His gaze lingers on you, then on Wolf. It keeps lingering on him far longer than you'd expect. Whatever he's thinking, he doesn't deem you two worth sharing thoughts with. Dismissed. I hope you've learned something today. Do not make me do this again. No, sir. No, sir. So, what was that all about? Nothing out of the ordinary. We pissed Arthur off. He made us work to get back in his good graces. Julian bites his lip, inhaling in a display of frustrated anxiety. I'd recommend you avoid that in the first place, but hey, I'm not your mum. Did you two have, fun? Oh, that smirk. You prepare a snarky retort, but Wolf beats you to it. An entire day without you. It was heaven. Heard angels singing until the sun went down. But, back to hell we fell. Ha! Hear that? Guy's actually funny. Well, I'm glad Arthur didn't manage to completely break your spirit. I'm gonna join Sam and the others. We've got a few stories to share. You two aren't the only one who've had quite the day. A very theatrical wink accompanies his exit. So, got plans? Other than drowning him in the harbor? No. Want to know what everyone else has been up to? Sure. Why not? Lead the way. You join up with the others sitting in the common area. There are laughs, there are stories, there are gasps of surprise. Conrad tells a joke so dirty it makes you choke on your drink. Torres recalls an anecdote about that time he bedded two noble women at the same time. Julian mimics pouring a drink on his head. Sam pours an actual drink on his head. Wolf, at the edge of the table, is mostly quiet. But you can spy him nodding occasionally, getting a pat on the back or a friendly punch in the shoulder, and chuckling. Maybe it's true what they say, that things turn out alright in the end. Whenever that may come. Monday, June 20th, 1791. Day 15. You dream of a raging fire. It engulfs everything around you, taking down wooden walls and furniture alike. It chews through paintings and wallpaper, turning woods to embers and embers to ashes. You run. You run across bedrooms, kitchens, living rooms, corridor after corridor after corridor. The house you're in never seems to end. The roaring crackle of fire is overwhelming. It comes and goes in waves, flames fanning with each gust of air passing through the building. The raging inferno itself is breathing. You run faster. You jump over chairs and tables, past armchairs and closets and nightstands. You fly down a hallway that disappears into darkness, hoping it will provide a way out of wherever it is you're lost in. And then you turn a corner right into a dead end. You look back. It's too late now. The doorway collapses, a catastrophic failure entirely silent under the constant roar that blocks any other sound from your ears. A wave of flame spreads from the gaps in the rubble. It hesitates for a second before another breath of air pushes the fire further in. You flatten yourself against the wall. The flames catch up to you. But nothing happens. Everything is on fire. The floor is on fire. The walls are on fire. The ceiling is on fire. But you're not. You stare at your paws. Nothing. Around you, burning debris turns to ash. Each repetitive push of air that once propelled the flame spreads those remains into the ether. Pillars of smoke thin more and more until they finally vanish from sight. Soon, the endless house that trapped you is nothing but wind and memories. You're in a meadow, surrounded by gentle hills and grass. The rhythmic pulsing of that breeze caresses your fur at regular intervals. Above you, the stars, more than you know, more than you can ever count. Brighter than the brightest you've seen at sea, or on those lonely nights walking around the farm fields you once called home. Everything is peaceful. The wind is gentle on your fur. But the noise, you can still hear it. A rumble that increases in volume every time the wind picks up. You look around, but it's only grass and stars as far as the eye can see. And on the horizon, hills that turn to mountains. Mountains that start to move. They shift, twist, churn until they reveal themselves to not be mountains at all. An arm, colossal, covering the entire horizon in its shadow. It starts reaching for you. And then you open your eyes. It must be shortly before dawn, judging from what little light filters into your tight communal bedroom. Around you, the crew is deep in their slumber, lost in whatever dream they might be tormented or delighted by. Nobody's making a sound. Except for Julian, who's snoring as if silence were a personal offense. Oh, God. You kick the lizard gently in the ribs. Well, gently might be too kind of a word. You kick the lizard, trying not to hurt him. Much. Julian snorts and smacks his lips, rolling on his side. He snores a couple more times, a sleepy violinist trying to tune his favorite instrument, before returning to his dreams with a smug smile and no further sound from his nostrils. Mission accomplished. After enough days of sharing the deck, you've gotten good at this. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!